Hey guys, it's me, Halloween Dan,
I'm Scaredad.
and today you've joined us for just a bit of a random conversation. It's getting to that time of year now. It's September, so it's actually spooky season officially now. So we thought we'd sort of round up the season a little bit, talk about some of the props we've enjoyed this year, generally have a bit of a conversation about Halloween and all the fun stuff that we love about it. So join us.
Awesome.
Hey, hello, morning, good morning.
Yes, good. Well, it's still morning for
Well,
you, so
it still is morning, just
yeah.
about, yes.
uh,
How's things with you?
good. I've been busy. I haven't gotten any videos out. I'm trying to.
No. Yeah, I've been
It's
missing you. I've been like, where's the videos?
I been working a lot of overtime for work. I think
Yeah.
that's ending now. That project
Okay.
ended, and I'm trying to get stuff done for the professional hunt I help out with. Um,
Oh yeah, of course.
because he's already like panicking,
Wow.
like oh,
Yeah.
where's my stuff?
Yeah.
Because
It's
they open in
September
like a
now.
month.
It's
Yeah, they
September.
open. They open the end of September, so
Wow. Okay.
um, I finished my maggot dropper yesterday.
Maggot dropper. Hang
Yeah.
on.
So
What's the
well,
maggot dropper?
it it's gonna be rice. It's not maggots,
Okay.
but
Of course. Yeah.
it's they're doing like a cave you walk through, and
Wow.
basically it's using like a fertilizer spreader.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Yeah.
so I took the wheels off. I hooked up a motor to it so that when you walk underneath it, it'll drop maggots on it.
Wow. That is
So
awesome.
yeah,
That is so cool.
so that's done. I gotta get that to him, and then I've been also working on they have like a haunted kitchen, so I want the cabinet doors to swing open and close.
Oh
So
wow.
I've
Very cool.
prototyped a couple things, and I think I've got the option I'm gonna go with. So I've got to build out the rest of those, and then get that over there, and
So only a few minor things to do,
right.
plus build a pirate ship and
Yep. I started that. I started the pirate ship. I'll probably just do an update video. I'm not going to show me building. I'm just going to
no.
kind of like you did. Like, hey, this is what I've done so far.
Yeah, look, here's this thing, yeah.
Right. And then,
Yeah, it's so hard as well. I always think to myself, that's what I should do, like almost like a tutorial. Like I should literally every single second of everything I've done, pictures and videoing and describing.
yep.
And you start, and you're just like, I just want to get on with it. I'm
Right.
just in the zone. I want to build. And then before I know it, I've done it all. And I'm like, oh, I should have filmed this. So it's like, and I've done this. It's like,
Right. It's one of those things where you could do it, and then down the road, you could be like, hey, do you want to see how I did this thing? And then just do
yeah,
a tutorial on the process, right?
yeah,
But,
yeah,
but you
exactly.
kind of
Yeah.
did that. You kind of showed
Sort
that with
of.
the, you know,
Every now and again, I remember, I'm like, I should just stop and I'll just film it now at this point and sort of go, and here's how I did this. And then,
right.
yeah, it sometimes works out, sometimes. But it's fine.
Uh,
It's fine.
yeah.
Cool stormtrooper, by the way. Look at him in
Yep.
the background.
Thanks. He's
Looking
another
amazing.
video. I've got like 6 videos that I've filmed that I just
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
get together. So,
yeah, yeah. Busy
but
season, busy time now.
you
This is
know,
the time.
that's
This
the
is
thing. It's
it.
like I got all this going on, but it's like I don't want to stop doing videos because then this is also the busy time. So,
That's the irony of it, really. I always say to my wife, when Katie's ever asking, she's like, "Oh, so you're going to earn more money?" Like, because obviously we've got to that point with I'm like,
yep,
"Oh, you might earn more money, maybe." I was like, I think it's ironically, I think I might have passed my busy video season, ironically, because
yep,
now I just spend all my time focusing on stuff for my haunt and stuff. I'm just
right.
building stuff constantly. So weirdly it starts to slow down a little bit now. It's really odd. The next video I do that will do well is my Ring doorbell video. I do the same video every year,
But
and it
you know
does
what you
well.
find though? If you do some tutorial videos on stuff you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
those every year people will go and watch those.
It's true. It's very true. It's like I always notice, you get on YouTube Studio, you'll see the videos that people are watching.
Yep.
I get like a ranking, and all of a sudden I start to notice videos from maybe 2 or 3 years ago where I did some tombstones or the doorbell one or props that I've had for years. Suddenly those videos start being watched again.
Right.
And it's like they suddenly take over my videos that I've been recently doing. It's really weird. So,
Yeah.
but it makes sense, because people are Googling stuff. Yeah,
Right.
like
And
how
then
do
I'll
I
start
do
making
such a thing?
stuff. Yep.
So, yeah, very
So
cool.
yeah, I've got my Stormtrooper video. I've got the other Home Depot pirate that's filmed, and they're almost done editing. I've just
Mm.
like every like, and the other thing I've got Cub Scouts starting soon, so I've been
Oh,
getting
of
all that stuff
course.
together
Yeah,
and ready.
yeah.
Yeah, my
Wow.
son just started school, so we're trying to get to the school routine, and
Okay, so you've got into that. Our kids haven't gone back yet, so we're
um,
waiting for
this
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 next.
week.
It's this coming week,
Okay,
yeah. So yeah,
so
so the,
so I just gotta get it balanced. But once I get the stuff done for Haunted Gallows, then then I can at least just be my stuff,
focus on you. Yeah, focus on yourself just for a little
right?
moment.
And then I've been working, like I said, working overtime for work. So like on the weekends, I've been doing work.
Yeah,
haven't left on time for like two
no,
weeks. So
crazy, crazy.
yeah,
Is this still tied into that whole someone left and you've ended up doing two people's jobs,
yeah,
basically? Is that
yep.
basically it?
So
Okay.
we just hired her replacement, but obviously it's got trained, right? So now we got
Yeah,
to help train him while we're doing
yeah,
stuff,
hmm
and then
yeah,
so it'll be good
yeah.
though. He seems like a nice guy. So
Good. I hope you've been paid well for all your overtime and God knows what
never.
else. Of course not. It's just part of the job.
Right? Uh, so
I
corporate
know the feeling.
America,
Yeah,
yay!
it's the same here. We'll bleed you dry, but we're not giving you any extra. It's like,
Right?
okay, yay.
Oh,
That's all, honestly.
oh
You
well.
should be grateful to have a job. That's the attitude. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm not so
So
sure.
now I can get a lot of videos done, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I sometimes see those people who literally pack up their lives to live in like a motorhome or something, and I'm like, yeah, I could live off the grid. I'm pretty sure I could.
Right?
But actually, in reality, I hate camping, so so I don't think I could.
Right. Uh,
Yeah, no, don't think so. So I don't know about your ideas for this one. I was just thinking a general conversation about props and things and just a kind of almost like a roundup kind of a thing. That was
yeah.
my sort of thought, just kind of generally sort of go over all the sort of things we were interested in this year and just sort of talk about them and what we liked and what we didn't and that kind of thing. So
I think that
yeah,
works
I think
for
that
sure.
works. That's what my idea was anyway. So
Yeah, yeah.
just because I think again we've not reached the end of the season, but we're in that zone now where you're going to be major busy. I'm going to suddenly get really busy, and
Yep.
I'm not saying this will be our last video before Halloween, but it's probably going to be one of the last
Right.
ones. So
And then we'll have to do one right after Halloween too,
exactly,
right? As like the
exactly.
final, like,
Yeah,
hey, how
sort
did
of.
it go? And
How was it? Yeah, sort of
right.
thing. I mean, have you seen that? Look at my hands. Look how dirty my hands are. It's glue. It's Gorilla Glue. I can't get it off my hands.
Oh,
I've been gluing things together, and I cannot get it off my hands.
right.
I think people think I'm a hobo. I'm just like covered in dirt. It's crazy.
The only thing worse than that, I think, because that's bad, is if you ever get the great stuff on your fingernails.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You look
Oh
like
no,
you've got
that's it.
fungus on your nails for like a
Yeah,
month.
that's it. It's horrendous. I didn't think I've used Gorilla Glue so many times, and I usually do wear those disposable gloves, and I just was like, nah, I'm not gonna. It's fine. And for
Right.
whatever reason, this time I had it in my beard, I had it in
Oh
my
no.
arm hair. I don't know what I did. I had it everywhere, and I was like, every now and again, I'd just be like, "What is it?" Ah, ripping out bits of glue out of my beard. It was horrendous. So
What were you
I don't know
doing?
what I was just. All I'm doing is I've started making my entrance pillars.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
so they're really basic, and I've just made in like wood frame with some foam on the outside. That's all they are.
Yep.
And I thought I want to make these as sturdy as possible. So as well as screwing them together, I'm going to glue everything together,
Right.
get the Gorilla Glue out, and I've just obviously gone overboard on it. And I'm looking at every joint I've put together, and there's just Gorilla Glue pouring out of every joint, and I've literally got it everywhere. And then
Well,
I
you
got
should.
it on. I got it on the ground. I didn't realize I'd got it on the ground, and then
Oh
knelt in
wow.
it in shorts, so it stuck to
Oh
my
no.
leg hair. I was like stuck to the ground. I was like, ah! I don't even know how I've done it. I really don't. But
Uh,
yeah, it's
the
everywhere.
hazards of being a hunter, right?
This is it. I just gorilla glue. Like it should come with a health and safety warning. It's crazy.
That
So
would have been a video. You should have had that filmed.
just me swearing, glued to
Right?
the ground,
You're
just
like stuck.
glue everywhere.
Help!
It's like, help, help. It's horrendous. I don't know how I've
Uh,
done it. I really don't. But yeah, I'm quite happy where I'm up to right now. I feel for once I feel a little bit ahead of the game.
that's
Usually,
awesome.
like I'm way behind. My castle's practically done. I've got my pillars halfway done. I'm pretty much done. I've really just all I've got to do is my witch's house. I want to do something with them, and that's about it. I'm way ahead of the game. So being ahead of the game, it means that some disaster's got to take place at some point because things never go that smoothly for me. You can guarantee it. So,
I'll
but
need to
yeah.
fly you out here because I'm behind like always. So
And I tell you, I'd take some time off and just help you do that. I'm in that zone at the minute. I just want to build stuff. I don't know why. I'm like, all my videos I've got planned are just me like putting things together. I just did one where it's not even, you don't even need to see a video of it. It's me putting a bubble thing into a jar of water going, look, and now I've got a jar with a heart in it with bubbles. It's like, no one needs to see that video because it's so obvious, but I still filmed myself doing it.
awesome. I think there's at least one of yours I have to watch. The what
Can't
was it?
remember what my last one was. I think, what did I last do? I think
The
I.
last one I saw that I had almost turned on and I fell asleep at because I was it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I saw it and then
Fair
I
enough.
turned it on. I'm just like, no, I gotta wait till I can
No,
watch this. It was
just
the
go to sleep.
not
I
because
did.
of you. It wasn't because of you.
It
It's
was.
because
Don't lie.
uh, it was
Someone said, did I tell you? Sorry, just to interrupt. Someone
no,
actually did say to me, they said, in one, was it in the comments or they contact? I can't remember what it was now, but someone said that I should do ASMR. Did I tell you this?
no.
Someone said, so you know what ASMR is?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like someone was like, I can't even remember what video it was, but someone was like, sometimes I like to watch your videos. They help me go to sleep. And I was like, thanks. That wasn't the intention, but thanks. And it's like, do I just start doing all this at the camera? I mean,
Right?
no, I don't think so. Halloween Dan ASMR. I'm not sure how that would fly, but yeah, you should do ASMR. I'm like, I don't think I've got a classic ASMR voice somehow.
It's funny
But
because
there you
my son loves to do your accent. So
go.
whenever he sees Halloween stuff in the store, he's like, hey Dad, look, it's me, Halloween Dad. It's like oh, I'll have to
Cool.
tell him. It's like
Cool.
it's
Tell me to do the accent. I want to hear that impression of my accent.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what. Do you know what the strange thing is, though? I think I've started picking up more and more Americanisms, be it not just because I know I've got a bit of an American audience, and every now and again I catch myself saying things, and later I'm like, that was a very American way of saying that. I think that feels like what did I say the other day? I said something like it was like in one of my videos, and I only caught it afterwards during editing, and I think I said something like decor or something like home decor,
Right,
we say decor here,
right.
decor. And I said, hey, home decor, and I was like, am I becoming American? This is what's happening. So yeah, it's fine. I can deal with that. I'll start calling aluminium aluminum. I can do that.
I had a teacher that used to always call it aluminium. And we're just like, what?
Aluminium.
It's actually
It's
more
got
fun to
another.
say.
Yeah, aluminium. It's like you just like to add extra letters every now and again, just to confuse people.
I think this has been a pretty
Mm,
good season for Halloween. It's been weird.
weird.
It's hard starting so early because it doesn't like
Yeah.
like now that we're in Halloween season,
Hmm.
like I'm thrown
Hmm.
off, you know what I mean? Because I feel like I've been
Yeah.
gearing up for
Talking
so
about it.
long.
Yeah. This is it. I've kind of gotten used to that. Be doing these videos that you do find yourself talking about Halloween more and more. But this season did kind of even surprise me just how early into the season it was just like instant boom. Like, I mean, I came back after Christmas and it was like, oh, there's already Spirit to talk about, already something from Distortions to talk about, several things from Distortions to talk about.
Yeah.
And it was like, whoa, it's January, guys. Like, whoa, hold on a sec. I mean, you remember yourself that period of time, that January,
Yeah,
February time. I couldn't keep up with the amount of stuff we were
oh,
seeing.
it's crazy.
It was crazy the amount of things it's been, and then all of a sudden we had that dry patch where everyone was kind of hanging on for Home Depot to get themselves into gear, and then it's just been incessant since then as well. It's just been crazy this
It is
season.
crazy. It's nuts. I mean,
It
it's
is,
good for people like us, right? It gives us
yeah,
something to talk
loads to
about.
talk about. It's been great. But again, I think for me as well, from the UK season has been really weird, really bizarre. Even the UK haunters, I've been talking to them, and I'm not going to say it's been a bad season. I think it depends on what you've been wanting and looking for. It's just been very odd. It's been very slow. Nothing announced at all. Then like a load of little weird things from the cheaper end items, holding on for the better items the whole time. And then when they finally come, it's like, oh, it's like, oh,
Right.
and it's not terrible. And there are loads of people really happy with like Costco's lineup as an example. There's loads of people really pleased with it. And I think I've just been a bit pickier this year. I've just been a bit like, nah, it's not really my scene, that.
Right.
So it's been a very, I don't know, kind of slow, quiet season here in the UK. I can't really describe it. It's a little bit disappointing, but not horrendous. I showed you them pictures of Mad About Horror, what they were charging for the Home Depot props. They've all gone. They've all been snapped up. They were
Have they?
all
Yeah.
sold out straight away
It's
within
crazy.
days. I have to say the £400 mark wasn't too bad. I was this close to getting the Frankenstein. I was the Frankenstein's monster. I was like, oh, and then
Right.
I just no, I flaked out. I didn't go for it. So
Hmm.
I think this is going to be the first year I don't buy a new animatronic. To be quite honest
Wow.
with you, I know,
Crazy.
I
You didn't
know,
even give in
crazy.
at Costco. I know you said you're
I
like, oh,
know,
maybe I'll give in, but
I know. I went as well the other day. I went on Friday, and he was there in store, and I was tempted. He was a little bit cheaper in store than he was online, and
yep.
I kept on looking at him and going back. And my wife was just like, "Just get him if you want him." But I don't think you're that bothered about him. You're not. You don't seem that enthusiastic about him. And I was like, "Oh, he's okay."
Right.
And she was like, "Don't get him if you just think he's okay." And
Right.
I was like, "You're right. You're right. I'm just buying for the buying sakes of buying. I don't need him. I don't want him. I do want him, and I don't. I just be strong. Just be strong and walk out the store." It was like, yeah. So I did. I walked away. I was very tempted, though.
So, are you making a Frankenstein or Dracula?
Yes, I'm trying to. I am
Okay.
trying to. I've managed to get hold of a motor for, like the fan that makes, so like it's the motor that pivots the fan. It's not the
Yep.
driving of the blade, it's the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
pivoting motor. And I've basically hooked it up on its side so that it can lift something up like that.
Yep.
And that's it. I'm trying to build a very lightweight Frankenstein's monster attached to this motor because it's a small motor. I don't want to burn it out. So I'm in the sort of experimental phase with it at the minute. I'm not sure it's going to work. I don't know. The motor's quite small. I'm worried about burning it out. So, but I did have an idea that if I can get it to work, you can buy those things. You can plug socket things where you can say plug a lamp into it so that you don't have to reach behind a sofa or something to turn the lamp on. You can
Right.
click it with a remote. I think I'm going to like wire it up to one of those. So it's basically like a step pad, but people can like press the button from the path and
Okay.
activate it and turn it back off again. I thought that was
Yep.
quite a cool idea. I thought it'd be
That
quite
is
fun.
cool.
Sort of like get them interacting with it rather than it just setting off with a sensor or something. It'd be like you actually have to press this button and then you can activate the monster. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. That'd be quite cool. So,
Cool.
but we'll see. Who knows?
Right.
It might just be a static thing. I might just give up and just put a put a mannequin under a sheet or something. I don't know.
Well,
We'll
you could
see.
always, if the lifting doesn't work, just make the head turn. Put it as the
Yeah,
head,
well,
you
that's
know?
yeah. There's always different options. Or I thought maybe just if it's too much for the motor to actually lift it up, like just literally have him sat in a chair, sort of moving forwards, that kind of
Right.
action. So
Yeah, yeah.
there are different things I can do. So we're just in the experimental phase right now.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not a technical guy. So I had to literally help my boss had to help me wire it up. I was like, so I want to take this motor off this fan.
Hmm.
Help. And he just went, okay. And he just did it. It was great. So,
Awesome.
yeah. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's
So,
exciting.
yeah, it's
So
kind of
that's
fun.
another video we'll get.
Yeah, that's another video at some point. Yeah. So I've got to talk about my pillars. I've got to talk about the last part of the castle. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I've got to figure out a lightning flash for my window scene to get the Dracula looking how I want it to look. It looks quite good. The silhouette has worked, but I'm still in. That's a very experimental thing right now.
Did you cut out you already cut out the silhouette?
Yeah, so I cut out the silhouette and I just did it with a piece of cardboard to practice more than anything. And it looks quite good. You put a big bright light behind it, and yeah, you've got the silhouette of Dracula. It does look quite good, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, trying to toy with, I've got some Philips Hue lights, and you can get a lightning effect with them. So I'm sort of tinkering around with them right now to see how bright I can get them, because it has to be like super bright to fully see the silhouette. So yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. Where are you up to with the pirate ship, or should I not ask? Is this is it
No,
like
no, it's all good.
it's
It's
good?
it's pretty much framed out. I got a couple more boards to add, and now I've got to start attaching foam and carving the foam and painting the foam, and at the same time I'm trying to plan the inside, clean out the garage because we're gonna have the money to do our back house this year between
Okay.
all the other expenses we had, and then our
Yep.
washing machine just went, so that's
Ah,
coming in.
great.
Yeah, so we just put that on hold. So the pirate ship is going to be its own separate haunt, and I think I'm still going to try to do the haunted trail and just put the other props out and let them walk through. Nothing crazy, you know. So it's in our driveway,
Right.
and basically what I've got is the pirate ship is like coming out of the house. So it's like a half a pirate ship, right?
I get you.
And I'm
Yeah, I
using
think I know what you mean.
the top. I don't know if you remember some of my videos of like there's like that railing that's kind of on the
I
second floor.
I think I remember seeing it. Yeah, I think I know what
So
you mean.
So I'm gonna put like the captain at the top there with the wheel. So it's like kind of like the railings part of the ship. And then I'll just try to drape stuff over so you don't see the other parts. And then we've got the a mast that's like a 20-foot pole to put up. And then it comes out about 25 feet from the house. And then I've got like another 22 feet in the garage. So it's gonna be a decent
Holy
size
cow. Yeah, this is
um,
big.
if I can get it done.
Yeah,
All right.
that's a lot of. So, are you gonna clad in? You're just gonna get great big 8x4 pieces of boarding, like foam boarding, and
Yeah,
just
yeah,
do
it's a
that,
foam
and
board.
then just create like a wood effect on it or something. I take it. I saw someone doing. I was tempted. I've got lots of foam left over from my castle, so I'm thinking of making like like boards, timber boards effect to sort of board up the windows.
Oh yeah, yeah, yep.
I saw someone doing it on TikTok the other day. I was like, yeah, that looks pretty fun. That's a fun little. That's a side project. That's like if I've got everything else done, maybe I'll go for that. That would be quite cool. But yeah, that timber effect. It looks good if you can get the right foam. It's that you get the good foam as well. You've got that. Is it that purple? What's the purple foam? What's that?
It's like it's like a purple pinkish foam that's just like an insulation board. That's I get that one at Home Depot. Lowe's has it's the same thing basically, but it's like a greenish color. If some of the green shines through, it's like, oh, it's
It's
moss or whatever, right?
algae. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just like
so
it's seaweed.
exactly, right? So I figured that
Good
works
idea.
better.
I mean, that's not a cheap thing in its own right, right? I mean, I
No,
don't
I
know
mean,
what these sort of things go for,
I
but
think
I'm
I've
in the
dropped like
US.
500 bucks on the pirate
So
ship
I
already.
bet on just on the wood, right? That's
Just
gonna be
the wood and the foam, yeah. So I already have
wow.
that. I just haven't put it up, so
That's crazy. I mean, timber at the minute, I don't know what it's like in the US, but here it's absolutely extortionate. It's
no, it's
so
crazy.
expensive. It's like, because I work in a hardware store, so I remember when like a piece of timber was like, oh, it's £1.50, for like a big piece of timber. Now it's the same piece is three times the price, and it's like you're getting absolutely nothing, and it's the worst quality as well. It's
Oh,
all got
exactly.
knots in it, and it's
Yeah, it's like
horrendous.
twisting on you
It's
and
twisted. It's like no, it's horrendous. So yeah, but I've maybe spent about I think what about 200 on the castle and the timber for the castle and the pillars and then the foam has cost me about 200. So not terrible, but you know,
A
I'm
200 for you is like what, like 225 for me, maybe
yeah,
something
something
like
like
that.
that. Yeah, probably like 225, 250 maybe at a push.
Yeah,
I think I can't something
yeah,
like that. So yeah, not terrible, not horrendous.
yeah.
But considering I'm not building an entire pirate ship, I've just got two walls of a castle. It's still
I'm using
pretty.
like, I've got some wood I had already, and then
Yeah, yeah,
I've got like pallets I'm trying to use for the
yeah.
base also and hold it up
Hmm.
and
Hmm. Yeah, pallets, they're invaluable. God,
yeah.
I don't think I could make my display without pallets.
Right.
Everything's stood on pallets and anchored down with pallets. And
Yep.
I'm even thinking of part of my witch's house extension is just got to be pallets stacked
Right.
on the side with a window cut into it. Like,
Right.
hey. So, yeah,
It works.
pallets,
It's perfect,
brilliant.
you know?
This is it. You can shine light through them and they kind of look a bit creepy.
Yep.
Amazing. Brilliant
If Hunters
pallets.
didn't have pallets and foam, we'd be screwed.
This is it. I mean, the amount of home build like walkthrough haunts you see where they've used pallets to line the path so that people know which way to go and stuff. I mean, and for scare actors to hide behind and stuff. It's pallets, the backbone of Halloween.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, crazy.
So, yeah, so
So,
that's the plan. I'm just trying to
hmm
negotiate my time because
yeah,
it's gonna go quick.
it will
So,
now. That's it. I mean, think about it. Really, realistically, there's depending on when you want to put your haunt up for. I mean, you tend to focus more on literally Halloween itself, right? Because
yeah,
it's,
the party. So that's like about
party
2 weeks before maybe. So
2 weeks
I
before. Yeah.
got about
Hmm.
6 weeks maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So that's it. I usually do about halfway through October is when I first start putting out the most basic elements of my display. And then probably about, yeah, I want to say about 2 weeks before, 10 days before, I'll put up like I'll put up my castle and the witch's house and all those sorts of things. And I'll just slowly add elements
Right.
until and then it's like the week before Halloween, boom, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Because I think we talked about this before, but do your kids break up for Halloween, or are they still at school for Halloween? Is this
Yeah, no, they go to school, yeah.
yeah? Because I think we did talk about this that we have half term. They're always off at Halloween, so it's kind of works quite well. So you get to do like lots of weird little family things around Halloween. So
That's awesome. You get to go to
yeah,
haunts and see things
yeah,
and
that's kind of sucks for you guys. I think that I would have thought you'd maybe have done that for Halloween, like have it more like a holiday that's off. I don't know.
um
That's kind of weird.
nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though you won't see the Puritan values anywhere, a calendar's still based around them, so right?
Yeah.
But
Well,
like
yeah,
we're
that's true. Yeah.
not giving a day off to that devil holiday.
No, devil holiday. I think it's just by complete circumstance here. It just happens to fall halfway between the start of the term and the end of the term at Christmas, and it's just like, yeah, sometimes it falls inside of it, sometimes it's just outside of it. Last year, I think it was a day outside of the half term holiday that the kids had, so it wasn't the end of the world. And this year, it falls smack bang in the middle of it,
Awesome.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
The
they
kids are
don't they
looking
don't get
forward to it.
a halfway in the
Yeah.
fall.
Mm.
In the spring, they get two, which is weird. They get a
Okay.
February vacation and then an April vacation.
Okay. Right.
Uh, I don't know why we don't get one in the fall,
That's weird.
because we
Yeah.
get they get Labor Day, which we just
Hmm.
had. Oh,
Okay.
have tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
I'm all screwed up. Tomorrow's Labor Day. Uh, I'll have to put this out, so
Yeah.
it'll be after anyway. So
Yeah.
people are like, yeah, we
This is
just
right.
had
Yeah.
it,
We just had it. Yeah. That's fine.
and then they'll get Columbus Day off, which is like second Monday of October usually.
Okay.
And then they'll get election day off because they use a lot of schools for elections. So
Oh,
they'll get
okay.
that off. They
That's
get
cool.
Veterans Day in November, so those 2 days, and then Thanksgiving, they get the Thursday and Friday, and so I guess maybe they look at it as like it's
Okay.
kind of
Yeah.
spread
This
out.
kind of spread out. You get quite a lot of different holidays.
And
Yeah.
then they'll get like a week around Christmas. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty good. That's not too bad. Yeah. They just literally do half term and then it's nothing till Christmas here. So that's that. But yeah, it works out all right for me anyway. I love it. How it's like, yeah, that's it. All the
right.
kids go not in a creepy way. Go bring up kids. Not in a creepy way.
No.
So I'm going to ask this question to you. This is the question of all questions. We've seen everything now. We're at this point. I don't think there's going to be any props or anything that are going to come out now that are going to surprise us.
Right.
If you had to vote and include what you've bought and what you've liked, but I'm talking about literally everything we've seen. So take your mind back, take you back to January.
Right.
What is the thing that you've seen that has blown you away more than anything else that if you've either bought or you wish you could have bought? What is the thing?
I will say I did see a new prop just the other day from we have BJ's, which is a wholesale store,
Okay,
and it's nothing very impressive, but it's
right.
basically, those like the dual banjo players, the little
Yeah,
ones. Well,
yeah.
they have two life-size banjo playing guitars,
You're joking.
banjo playing skeletons, not guitars.
Life size
Uh,
guys.
yeah, they're standing there, and they kind of like have like the kind of flat skeleton hand that just kind of does this.
Yeah,
But I was just kind of like, oh, that's interesting.
that's cool.
And then they have their version of the not the Party City Groundbreaker, but the other one that
Okay.
I got.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
it's got UV light paint on it, and it comes
Oh,
with a black
wow.
light,
Oh,
and
wow.
it's only $169. I was like,
Oh,
oh,
cool.
that's
Oh, I'll
pretty
have to
cool.
check this out. I'm not seeing
Yeah,
this.
yeah, it's on BJ's. So
BJ's.
I don't remember if there was anything else. Those are the two I saw, but I didn't even
Wow.
like they always have like a couple little things, but
Yeah.
they've never had like their own stuff.
No. All
So I was like,
these, you
oh,
see, all these little, not, I mean, they're not small firms, but all these firms are like getting on the bandwagon now, aren't they? They're like every year, there's, here in the UK, we don't hit, I don't know US stores particularly. I know the big ones, and then every now and again, someone will be like last year it was Party City, so I hadn't particularly heard of Party City. And then it was like, whoa, who are these guys with this range of stuff, you know?
I mean, Party City is like on the verge of going out of business. They're like,
Yeah, yeah,
you
David
know,
was saying. So that's kind of sad for them, I
but
guess. But
BJ's is like the equivalent of Sam's Club. Like they're in direct
okay.
competition, where it's like you buy a membership, you go in, you get everything in bulk for, wholesale
Hmm.
prices type thing.
Okay, right. I'll have to look into them. I'll have to have a little check out of them. That might be another video in the making right
There you go, right?
there. Life
You don't
size
get
banjo skeleton.
you don't get many more of those now. So
No, that's it now. I mean, I'm still like tentatively hanging on to the edge of my seat for Costco UK to just surprise me. I don't think it's gonna happen, but there's just this little bit of me. Like they do it every year. Like last year, it was the Horseman. I was desperate for that Horseman to come back, and everyone was like, "No, it's not gonna happen. He's that's it. This is the lineup. That's all you're gonna get." And then boom, there he was, and they put a few other things out that no one was expecting. So I was like, oh, okay, it could happen. We might just. It's
you never
part of why I
know.
didn't buy that pumpkin guy the other day because I was like, what if I buy him and I'm not even that bothered about him, and then something amazing appears, you know? But
Right.
the likelihood is slim.
You don't really have like a harvest section though.
No, I know, and that's why
So
I stopped myself. It's like it doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
right.
Yeah, hello. Oh, okay, nice. Okay. Sorry,
All right.
my wife's just like, I'm going to the shops. I'm going to get some stuff for breakfast. I'm like, okay, it's nearly lunch now, but okay, it's fine.
Oh, you want to send that over here? It's breakfast time for me.
Having late breakfast. It's fine. We'll call it brunch.
There you
It's
go.
fine. Yeah, we're having a very lazy Sunday morning, so we've not done an awful lot. What was I
Nothing wrong
saying?
with that. You're talking about being surprised by Costco.
Oh yeah, yeah, no. So that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. I'm pretty guaranteed it's not going to happen now. But who knows? Yeah, you're right. Harvest would have made no sense for my horn. And I have to keep on remembering this. I am that magpie thing. I do just see something shiny and kind of want it, and I'm like, oh, I want it. I don't know why. I just want it. I've been very picky though this year. Really picky, much pickier than normal. Like normally, like so many people over on your side of the pond have been so nice to me and been like, oh, I'll get you this thing and I'll send it you offered, David was offering, you've got Chris was offering again, like, oh, I'll send you. And I've been like, nah, no, no, no. I can't commit. I don't want to do it. I'm too picky. Like the Frankenstein's monster on paper, perfect for my horn. You'd go, that's perfect. But I think it's because when I started thinking about that castle scene, I had a much more stripped back, simplistic vision of what I wanted it to be, much more like what I'm going to actually attempt to do. And I just kept on thinking about that Frankenstein's monster, as awesome as he is. He's like 7 foot tall. I put him into that castle that I've made, which is only like 9 foot at its highest point. He'll just dominate it. I'll have gone to all this effort to add all these details and things, and he'll just completely dominate
It's
it
a
in
it's a
every way.
backdrop for yeah, it's a backdrop for the prop all of a sudden, you know.
That's it. And I didn't really, I want it to be a backdrop, but at the same time, not just a backdrop. I could have gone and got some board and wallpapered it with, castle effect wallpaper if that's what I'd wanted to do. And that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to create a scene. So, and I think that would have just been too much. It would have just completely dominated it. So,
There's
yeah.
something to be
So,
said too about just the homemade, like having
yeah.
that scene where it's like oh yeah, like everything in there is created, and that's
Yeah,
cool.
there is. I'm sort of very middle grounded on it. Like there are some people I talk to here who are hardcore home builders, and they'll only home build things, and everything they have is home built. And I massive props to them people. They are a massive inspiration. But I think there's something to say for having a mixture. I like that mixture. It's nice to have a professional animatronic alongside something that like a pop up that you've made behind a tombstone. It's a nice. I think as well, like I've said this before, it adds a level of depth because I think when you've got big scale animatronics, they're the things everyone's attention is immediately drawn to. Like, wow, look at that big Reaper. Wow, look at this witch. Yeah, cool. And then I find that my favorite bit is when people kind of come back. They'll do like a second run. They'll come round maybe Halloween night. They'll come past it a second time. And that second time, they notice all the little things I've done, like the homemade tombstones. Oh, look at that funny name on the tombstone. Oh, look at
Right.
the skeleton that's popping up behind the tombstone. All those things that they didn't notice the first time, they suddenly notice the second. And I like that. It's kind of, different levels of interest.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
and I know you're the same. You like to do those sorts of things too, don't you?
Yeah. My biggest thing is just time. Like to make everything is it's crazy. And even though I'm dabbling in animatronics, I'm not making a lethal Lily myself right now. It's just not happening.
You
You
could.
know,
You should.
right?
You should do that.
Not for this Halloween, but I just picked up. You can get replacement parts from
Oh yeah.
SPI. So
Okay.
it was like $20.
Oh
So
wow.
I was like, you know what, and then shipping was another 20. But still, for
That's
40
still
bucks, it would cost
absolute
me that just to
bargain.
get the servos, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Of
So it's got the
course.
servos in there, so I just have to open it, and reprogram and stuff. And it's like, that's something
Wow.
to play with.
That is really good. That's really good.
Of
Speaking
course,
of Lethal Lily, I
yeah,
mean,
I
delicate
haven't
subject.
even touched her yet. Just haven't had
Oh.
time to go in and do it. So
Oh.
she'll
That
probably be a
damn
no-show this year.
mouse. Oh. Damn it.
That's a winter project, probably.
Yeah.
Should have
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
last
There's
winter's
two.
project, but
Yeah. But it's too much to do now. I know what you mean. That's a shame, though. That's such a shame. I'm thinking of getting her down actually in the next few days just to see her again. Like, it's really
yeah,
sad. Kay's like, "What is your obsession with this witch?" I'm like, "She's amazing. I
she
love
is.
her."
And
She's,
of course, SBI didn't have the replacement head for her. They were out,
of
so
course not. That would be too straightforward.
all right. That's what I would have bought, but
Of course. Oh no, that's terrible. How are you? You still in love with your Captain Cuts though? I have to say,
yeah, he's awesome. He's
how
boxed up
amazing.
right now, but he'll be out again soon. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, gosh. He was available for a very short period. Did I show you him? I might have showed a picture of
yeah,
Captain Cuts. I can't remember what price he was going for now. I think he was going for 400, I want to say. I'm sure he was. Um, Again, snapped up in minutes. So,
I got
good.
my maybe I can show you. I got
Oh, wow.
my THD 3000 as a
Oh,
pirate. So
wow. Oh, that's a really cool idea.
yeah, I
Ah, ha, 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 ha.
so I just got to because I had already made it so I can change what he says from my
Hmm.
Christmas thing. So
Hmm.
people are asking to show how to do that. So I get another video I got to do. But
That's very cool.
I figured when I got him half off, I was like, oh, I could turn him into something. So where the sword is, I put a hook and then cover the laser eye with the patch. It's like
Amazing. That's really, really cool.
so
You could, hey, cyborg pirate ship.
pirate,
You could like, whoa, mashing up this theme.
right?
That's a way no one's ever gone before. You
It's
could
true.
add an alien in there. It's everything. It's sci-fi pirates.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Maybe there's something for next year.
Hey, sci-fi pirates. Yeah, definitely. I'd be into that.
Let's talk about the question you asked me like a half
Oh,
hour ago.
yeah, I did. Yeah, yeah.
So out of everything, what was my
Mm.
favorite? That's what we were asking.
That's what I asked. Yeah, what's your absolute?
I mean, after seeing everything, Home Depot
Mm-hmm.
was still killed it for me.
Yep.
Talking just retail,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. I mean, I think,
Well, we can talk about everything, if you really
I mean,
want
if we're
to.
talking about everything, I still love Frankenstein's experiment. Amazing.
Yes.
And
Mm-hmm.
um, and right there with it is Banshee, awesome.
Banshee. Gotta love Banshee.
The friggin' Raptors are awesome. Again, not
Amazing.
Halloween necessarily, but
Not necessarily, but still.
I would just throw a pirate hat on a napkin. Done.
Hey, it's
You can have a cyborg, right?
sci-fi, Jurassic Park, pirates. It's like you could have pirates riding the Velociraptors.
Right?
It would
There
just
you
be
go.
like, whoa, this is a whole new level of thing. That sounds like one of my kids' favorite films. Have you ever you seen the second Lego movie? If you've
No,
not,
I never saw
there's
it.
in the second Lego movie, one of the characters has a spaceship that's driven by by raptors, and the raptors are they're all wearing guns and stuff. And he's like, "Yeah, that's right. I'm a Velociraptor trainer, spaceship flyer." Like, it's just like, there you go. That's the theme. That's the
There you
theme.
go. Um, so I mean,
So yeah,
Distortion's Unlimited, they killed it.
they did. Yeah,
Beastcraft had some great stuff.
yeah. They snuck up on me this year. They for me I I'm not gonna. I think Frankenstein still beats the bunch for me. Still my
Right.
absolute favorite. But I
Yeah.
do some of those Beastcraft props absolutely blew my mind, and I think it was that thing that I love about certain props. It's that sort of really eerie creepiness that they have. It's not overplaying itself. It's just creepy, like
Yeah.
yeah, they that I love that. I've talked about it in that atmosphere video. It's like it's not it's the atmosphere is that weird creepiness where it's not. You don't even have to be moving a lot. It's just weird,
Yeah. It's that
like that
almost.
Dapper Dan. Even that was sort of like just creepy, just like yeah. Love that. Absolutely love that.
I think what it is with Frankenstein's experiment that's awesome though is like you're doing the castle, right? And you're saying if you bought the Home Depot, that would overtake the scene, whereas Frankenstein's experiment is the scene,
That's it.
right?
That's
That's like
it.
the scene coming to life, and now it's
That's the
like
whole thing.
I think that's what's cool. It's like it's so easy to build around and make something
Mm.
awesome.
Hmm. Yeah, this is it.
And
I mean that is probably the exception to the rule where if I had access and could afford it, I would have put that in my castle scene because I wouldn't have cared about that dominating the castle scene because you're right. It is the scene in its own right. It is, that's what you want to see from your Frankenstein's monster. You want to see him on a slab, lights flashing, smoke pouring, thrashing about. The only critique I ever had was maybe the face didn't match the movement, but it's so
yeah, it looked like he was just waking up.
pedantic. Yeah,
Yeah,
he did. He kind of had that, but then yeah, that's exactly it. He's just woke up from being dead, for God's sakes. You've got to have some kind of a pained look on your face. So
right.
yeah, so no, without a doubt, the best.
But now we get to see the Halloween Dan version, which is even could even be better, right?
No, no, no. I've got to buy the cheapest lightweight Frankenstein's monster outfit I can find. maybe get a good mask. I might look into getting a relatively good mask, like a wraparound mask. I've got a mannequin head, and then it's literally got to be a body stuffed with like bubble wrap or something super lightweight that I can build a body out with, but's gonna add so little weight to the mechanism. Because I'm so paranoid about burning the motor out, I'm pretty sure it could easily be burnt out. So
You could always, if you need to get a little more oomph out of it,
torque.
make a lever
Mm.
system, right? So that you're
Yes,
pushing it down and it pushes them up.
I was kind of thinking about it, to be honest. I did think about that actually, because I have got another little motor that would run nicely alongside it. So I'm toying with different things right now. I just want to sort of see how well it does it on its own. I'm like
Right.
listening to the motor, like, ooh, it doesn't sound great. It
Or
doesn't sound.
springs, you could have springs help it go up,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah, yeah. It's that. It's the going up. It's obviously that's pulling on the motor more than anything else. The other thing as well is I'm trying to use quite low grit, quite thin, lightweight pipe. But the thinner you go, the more flexible it is. So then you add weight at the top, and the motor's down here, and it's doing this. So yeah,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
very sort of just trying to experiment right now. Sort of yeah, get it just right. I think the only thing that might end up happening is that the top half of my Frankenstein's monster ends up being quite short. He's got like a little tiny torso, so that there's not so much to lift.
Right.
So he'll have these great big long legs and this quite normal sized head, and then just this tiny little
And
torso. So
instead of
yeah,
having him sit up, just have him lift his head up like
yeah,
that,
well, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's like
yeah. There's
the scene
options.
right before he sits up, right?
Yeah,
Just lifts his head up a little
yeah,
bit.
that's it. I mean, yeah, there's different things. I could maybe just have the hand moving, going up and down or something. I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure something out. It's possible.
Yeah, so I think for those, I'd probably say Frankenstein's Experiment would win out
Definitely.
as my number one because it's a scene. You know, Banshee's cool,
Yes.
but it's
You've
not a
still
scene,
got to
it's a
build
prop,
something
you
around
know.
it. Yeah.
So I would say that for distortions. And then after that, we're going into the Home Depot stuff.
You know, when I did my top 10 and you said we line up on some of these things, but not on the other. So I'm interested to know. I can't remember exactly what was in my top 10 now to think about, but I know I put Levitating Reaper number one, followed by Frankenstein's monster, and I think it was the top three was basically Home Depot. I think I put Plague Doctor at
Plague
three.
Doctor, I think you had in
I
there.
think I did. So, what would
And
your top three be?
so Plague Doctor in person is awesome. Is
Is
really
he
good.
really cool? Yeah.
I just don't have a place to use him. I've had an opportunity to buy him a couple of times, and it's like
Mm,
he looks really good. He's got a
yeah.
lot of great movement with the lantern
Yeah.
and turning his waist and his head, and then the staff
Mm-hmm.
coming forward. And
Yeah.
it's funny because I saw him in two different Home Depots, and one time the staff coming forward was like really like quick and violent,
Okay.
and I was like, oh, it's like a jump scare. And then the,
Almost.
the
Yeah.
other one I saw was just kind of like very like
Oh.
easily moved it forward. I was like, oh. I
Okay.
was all ready to like for my son because the first time he saw it to jump back. I was like, wait for it, wait, and he's like,
Well,
my son's like, cool. It's like, cool. Like, I didn't do anything.
wow. Great.
But the other one was like, boom. So I don't know which one was doing the right thing, but
Hmm. No.
but
Well, still cool. I still
yeah,
love the look. I love the costume on that guy. I think. I mean, you might disagree, but I think it's probably the coolest costume of the bunch this year. I think with the most detail on it, I should add. It just looked very well detailed, even down to like the little bag he's carrying and stuff. Just looked spot on. There was no, you know,
he looked good. He was I would say his costume and maybe the Nosferatu vampire
yes, another
costume
good
was
costume.
good.
Hmm.
And even in the stores, the face is somewhat inconsistent, it seems like, as far as like the
Really.
way it all has to do with the way the mouth lines up with the motor, you
Hmm.
know, where you're
Yeah.
either getting that
Yeah.
weird
Yeah.
Muppet thing, uh, or it
Smacking.
looks good. And so like
Hmm.
because it seems like it's so like 50-50, am I gonna get a good one
Yeah.
or not? I just,
Yeah.
stayed
Another one
away.
I was very on the fence about, but still, yeah.
But I think the eyes look good in person. I mean, the
Mm.
costume looks great. It's just that mouth. Oh,
And
excuse me.
yeah,
That
6 o'clock
6 o'clock
in the
thing's waking
morning.
up. I would say probably. See, I'm right on the edge between Captain Cuts and the Levitating Reaper. If I had to pick the prop I like the most, and this is going outside Halloween,
Uh-huh.
it's probably having Darth Vader and the Stormtrooper in my house. Is
Oh,
as far as like what I'm enjoying the most so
yeah.
far. Um,
Okay.
but they're going to be there all year round, you know.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
almost
Something
want to
to
get
enjoy.
two of this guy to flank Vader on each
Yes.
side.
Yes.
I'm hoping some make it to the half off part after Halloween, so we'll see.
Yeah. Hey, next year maybe they'll bring the Emperor out. Ooh,
Right.
bit of Palpatine action.
My guess is that they've got to do probably Boba Fett
Yes.
or like an R2 3PO.
That would make sense. So yeah, like C3PO I can imagine would be, and not a million miles away from like a stormtrooper. It's
Right.
the similar kind of body build
Just
sort of
move
thing.
the head,
So
maybe move the
yeah,
arms, you know.
yeah, lights in the eyes.
Yep.
You've got him.
And
So that's
R2 you
it.
just turn the
R2 just
turn the
turns his
head.
head. That's it. So yeah, I can imagine that definitely, and they would be huge sellers.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
absolutely massive. So, but again, it's one of those things. It's very easy to get that wrong. I'd say it's not so much R2. I don't imagine how they could really get R2D2 wrong. I mean, he's basically a tin can, right? But C3PO, you could get him badly wrong. Yeah. So you've got to be really careful there. I mean, you were impressed with Darth Vader, though, right? He's got,
Yeah, I mean, I think, I know some people have said like, the this part of the helmet sticks out a little too much, and it's not perfect, but for $300 to have a life-size Vader standing in my room,
yeah, amazing. Absolutely
it's
amazing.
crazy because they've $1,000 anywhere else,
Yeah. Yeah. So cool. Have to admit, I mean, I've got no space to keep something up all year round. My wife had to like, why have we got a giant Darth Vader in our living room? I'm like,
Right.
because this is the Star Wars room now. Didn't you know? Did I not send you the memo? People talk about if I won the lottery, I'd buy a supercar or a yacht or a mansion. I'd be like, well, I would buy the house. I'd buy the big house, right? And then I'd fill it with animatronics
Right.
and weird, like it would just be like, and welcome to the distortions display. And then
Yep.
we go down another little, and here's my Star Wars
Yep.
collection.
So it'd be like my Star Wars home theater, and
Yeah,
then my
amazing.
pirate theme bar
Yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
and
It would just be like Geek Central.
for
It
sure.
would just be amazing. So amazing. Lego everywhere.
Right? You'd have to have a Lego room where the walls
hmm
are like Lego blocks
Yeah,
and the
that's
furniture. Oh
it.
yeah.
All Legoed out. Little scene in the middle, like a city.
Yep.
Believe me, I've thought about it.
Yep. So that I would say those are actually my favorite because and it's part of it's the nostalgia, part of it they are great props.
Yeah, of course.
But as far as going back to Halloween, um, I'm right on the edge. It's the Reaper's impressive, right? Such a this
Yeah,
massive, impressive
amazing.
figure. And then Captain Cuts is like the cool, awesome movement. But I will say Captain Cuts is slightly less impressive after having Lethal Lily
Oh, really?
because not because he's any worse.
Hmm.
It's more just because like some of that novelty of the expression with the face and everything
Uh-huh.
is already kind of not I don't want to say gone because it's still there.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But I mean it's like that the first one you get,
Yeah.
that does
Mm.
that. It's kind of like
See, I thought you were going to say the opposite. I thought you, because like when you've obviously not done much with your Lethal Lily this year because of time and stuff, and I thought you were saying, gonna basically say, well, because Captain Cuts is better anyway. He's better anyway, so it's not really the same vibe. I don't need to go down that road with Lily so much. So I'm surprised to hear you say that. Actually, I didn't think you'd say that. So because I have to admit, when I did my ranking, I think I only put him at like number 5. And then afterwards, I was like, oh no, he should have been further up the list than that. I think he should have been at least number 3 because he is actually spectacular to look at. The movement in that and the detail is, again, is amazing. It's just Again, I'd say the costume does let it down a little bit, just a little bit. It's not as bad. I saw your video on him, and he did look a lot better in person than he did
Yeah, it does.
in the videos.
But if you
But
had him,
yeah,
if you had the same costume with like a nice like thick jacket, right? That's like a
yeah,
real
yeah,
nice. You look amazing,
yeah. Of course. I mean, and I think you said, I get why they don't do that because, of course, the price would go up, and they're trying to, be competitive, and
The
and that's great. I think that's
motors,
great.
you put more weight on. So
Of course.
I would say that I think that one and two of the Levitating Reaper and Captain Cuts are both right there. And I never made my top 10 list because I couldn't decide. I was like, oh, I gotta pick one, but which one would it be? Just going into the Halloween stuff. I feel weird putting Vader and him at the top of my top 10 list.
No, but it's
Just
true.
just just because
You've got to love what you love. You love what you love just because it's not Halloween. How many times have you seen someone dressed up as a stormtrooper or Darth Vader at Halloween? So it is Halloween.
it is, yeah.
Anything's Halloween if you want it to be. So I hope you enjoyed part one of our random conversation. Go and check out part two, which is up on Scaredad's channel right now. It's much more of the same sort of just random conversation about lovely Halloween stuff. And I will see you in the next one. Keep it spooky. Bye.
That's what they could do to ruin C-3PO
Oh,
is they could give him the stupid red arm from The Force Awakens,
that would be a travesty if they
right?
did that. I mean, no,
You
no.
could give him the
Just
silver leg if you want to. That's fine
maybe.
because he
Yeah.
had that in the original trilogy.
Yeah, they
But
did. That's true.
don't
Ugh.
don't give him the red arm. That would kill it for me.
No, no.
Anything with
I
the
think I'd want to see the
sequels,
proper shiny gold
right?
end of A New Hope. Like
Right.
that's the C-3PO I'd want to see, like all shined up.
And then if they could ever do, and they probably could never make it look right, if they could do an awesome Chewbacca, I'd be all in.
Yeah, yeah.
But
But
you'd have
again, it
stuff
it
with
could it
fur,
could be a cousin it again, couldn't
right?
it?
Yeah.
They get that fur wrong, and it's just nah.